Hello friends, I am Ankit and welcome to my channel. I am here with my daily predictions and analysis for global markets and commodities. In this analysis, with the help of candlestick charts and indicators, we'll try to find out the trading behavior of these instruments throughout this day, and we'll try to find out the trading range, the entries, the exits and the take profits also, so that you can decide your trading accordingly. Now, those who are new to the channel, let me share that I provide my daily and weekly analysis for major global markets including Dow Jones, Nasdaq, FTSE 100, Germany 40 and Nifty, and also commodities including gold, silver and oil and natural gas. So do press the bell icon and do stay tuned with the latest analysis. Now let's start the day with gold first. Gold right now trading at 1921 levels. Before that, yesterday it has seen it broke out beyond 1940, which was a strong resistance zone, and achieved almost 1945 levels. Now what is going to happen today? Let's have a look. See, this is the 4-hour chart for gold. You can see it has seen a high here, and it is almost has touched the high of the channel. So I'll be watchful here. If it contains or sustains above this channel, then and then only I will recommend you to go long there. Else, also now look at this near term 4-hour chart. It is trying to get the support here at around 1915 zone, which it is, I have told many a times, 1922, 1920, 1918, 1915. This zone between 1915 and 1925 is important. Also look at this. It is trying to form this reversal pattern here. So if you see it trading beyond 1925 any point of time, rather I will say go long at 1927. Once you see it 1927, the next resistance here at around 1929, 1932 zone should come into picture, and once it breaks this zone at 1932, it will give another strong breakout on the upside. So trade accordingly. On the downside, there is a support here at around 1915, breaking which we may see a little break. Stochastic near to oversold. MACD has just crossed over on the 4-hour charts. RSI not showing any signs there. On the 3-hour chart, similarly, stochastic oversold. MACD on sell side. Now look at the 3-hour charts here. On the 3-hour chart, what does it indicate? See, there is a little resistance for it to go up at around 1925. If this breaks, then there is another resistance zone from 1928 to 1932. Only sustaining above 1932, I'll recommend you to go long. Once it breaks above 1932, it may try to form lower highs and try to head towards 1940 levels. So be watchful, stay cautious with this trade. So 1925, beyond 1925, one can stay long, but it has to sustain above 1928 to 32 zone. This zone has got stronger resistance for it to go up. If it surpasses this resistance zone, then definitely we can expect a strong rise on the upside. Now coming back to the daily charts, look at the daily charts out there. See, on the daily charts, it is important to note that this is the 20 period moving average, or rather I will say this is the 50 period exponential average, and this is the 20 period moving average, which is giving it a resistance here at around 1932, and here this is the support zone. So 1915, almost 1915 16 to 1932, in this zone I'll still recommend you not to enter. However, once it breaks 1932, it can try to form lower highs here by achieving 1940-41 zone. So one can clearly see this is the consolidation zone for gold. It is trying to bounce back again from here, preparing itself for the next leg on the upside, preparing itself for the next rally. And I have told many a time that it is trying to squeeze out there also, and probably breaking out of this after 5 candles, it may try to give you a strong breakout. So I'll be watchful. Still very much trading in this zone between 1945 to 1915, I will say. Any breakout above and below will be a good indication to take your positions for the day. One can look forward to a long at 1925, but the nearest resistance is at around 1928 and 32. Breaking 1932, one can expect that it may try to fly high towards 1937 1940 zone, which is going to provide a little resistance. Beyond that, it will definitely fly towards 1945 and 1950 zone. On the downside, I think one must not take a position till 1915. Once it breaks 1915, then one can go short for 1910, and then towards 1903 and 1900 levels can also be seen. So trade accordingly. Now let's have a look at silver. Look at the 4-hour charts for silver. It appears that it is trying to slide this down and trying to break strongly on the downside. However, remember, now 2420 and 2400, these two levels are very important support for silver for any downward move. So only if it trades below 2420, then 2400 should get achieved, and below that it may break severely strongly on the downside. And yes, if you see it trading above 2460, this is again an important zone between 2450 to 2460. If it breaks this zone at 2460, then only I will recommend you to go long. It may try to come back again till towards 2480 level. See how beautifully the resistance zone are being provided, and you can see clearly on the 4-hour charts, this is the 20 period moving averages trying to give it a resistance for the day. 2460 should provide a very strong resistance on the upside. If it breaks this, then only I will recommend you to go long. Also look at this, 2420 is the next support here. So probably it may try to trade in this zone only, where it may try to squeeze it out in between these levels 2420 to 2460. So one can take positions accordingly. Probably the next target which appears to me is around, see, it may try to reverse a bit. It may try to come back at least till towards 2455, 2460 before trying to look back down, or in fact it can go till towards 2480 levels. Now this is just on the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour stochastic oversold, hence it can bounce back. MACD has just crossed over and it is wide divergent on a sell side. Now look at the 3-hour charts. On the 3-hour charts, more or less it is displaying the same thing. Now look at closely on these candles here. So with the support at 2420 and the resistance at 2440, I think in between these 20 points one should not take a position. Beyond 2440 one can take a position for 2455, and then 2460-65 zone can be achieved. Beyond the 2480 can be achieved. So one can go long at 2440, where one can expect it to rise towards 2455, 2460 and 2465 levels. So this is what it appears on the 3-hour charts. Now let's have a look at the daily charts. On the daily charts, see, couple of observations to make. The pivot at around 2460, higher highs, lower lows. So what it is trying to do is, once again let me draw. So this is what the pivot at around 2460. With the pivot at 2460, it is trying to form higher highs, higher lows. The lows for the day is at around 2415, 2410 zone, and in fact it may try to touch at least 2460 before it tries to drop. It may try to touch 2460, and if it breaks 2460, it can again head till towards 2500. So first target beyond 2440 one can go long for 2460, and beyond that one can stay long for 2480 and 2500 levels. Also on the downside, I'll recommend only short entry. Take a short entry only below 2410 levels, and then 2400 should come into picture, which is a strong support. So in fact, rather you can take a short entry below 2420, but there is a strong support at around 2415 zone, then 2410 and 2400 should come into picture. So play with caution and trade with cautions accordingly. So take your position accordingly. Now let's have a look at crude oil. The oil is also trying to create a base on the downside. Say, I have always told that $98 levels is going to be important support for oil. Now it is trying to create a base at around $100 levels. However, the resistance at 104 is important. Only if it breaks and sustains above 104.5, I will recommend you to stay long, and then it will rise again on the upside. Right now, yes, a short entry can be taken below $99.5 levels, else it may try to swing a bit between 99.5 to 104. We may see it swinging in between these $4.5, and probably in fact 99.5 to 104.5, almost $5 levels. If it breaks 104.5, one can expect it to rise. So yes, one can take positions accordingly, because it is probably trying to swing a bit before trying to decide a direction. Now look at this, 104 levels, perfect resistance point and a perfect level to go short. Also on the downside, yes, it is trying to, in fact this is also trying to squeeze at what, as how we saw on gold, it is also trying to squeeze it out a bit. But I'll be watchful of 104 now. Only if it breaks 104, 104.5 zone, yes, you can go long, else it may try to it may try to trade in between these levels 99.5 to 104.5. That is what it appears on the 4-hour chart. Oversold on the 4-hour charts, and MACD is still on buy, however trying to converge and crossover. On the 3-hour charts, oversold is the call here too. Now look at this on the 3-hour charts. What it is trying to do is, see, higher lows, and the highs here, it is getting little resistance at around 101.2 levels. If it breaks 101.2, yes, you can go long. And how far if it breaks 101.2, it may try to hit $102 levels, which may provide a little resistance, and beyond 102 definitely one can expect $103 and $104 levels. So one can take position accordingly. I think 101.2, 101.5, yes, one can go long there, and one can expect it to head towards $102 levels and $104 levels. On the downside, breaking 99.5, yes, that is the level at which I will recommend you to go short, and below 99.5 the target is towards $98 levels. So take your positions accordingly. In between 99.5 and 101.2, don't take a position. 3-hour stochastic looking upwards, MACD, and on a sell side. Now look at the daily charts. On the daily charts, you will find that, see, previous candle lower highs, previous candle higher lows. So it is trying to consolidate here too. That is what is apparent, and that is why I say only breaking this zone at 99.5, I will recommend you to go short. And the next candle, which is going to start soon and probably breaking 104.5, one can go long. That is on the daily charts, and any move above or below definitely will bring strong moves on the downside. Below 99.5 we can expect 98, and below that also it may break. And stochastic looking upwards from here. MACD is wide divergent on sell side, so be cautious, be careful, trade accordingly. It is trying to consolidate before trying to decide a direction. However, one can still go long at 101.2 for $102 levels, and 103, 104 should also be achieved. On the downside, below 99.5, one can go short for $98 levels. So take your positions accordingly. This is all from my side for oil. Now let's have a look at natural gas. This is NG on the 4-hour charts, and on the 4-hour charts, NG has got its support now at $6 levels. Previously was a resistance, now a support. Breaking $6 levels, one can expect that it may try to come back till towards 5.95, 5.9 zone, which is going to be important support zone, and 5.8, 5.7, which is going to be a next support zone. So with this at support, with support at $6 levels, it is trying to head up on and trade on the upside. Now look at this last few couple of 4-hour candles. It has got its resistance intact at 6.05, and breaking this, yes, you can expect that probably it may try to rise a bit. See, here it is 6.1, basically 6.1. If it breaks 6.1, it can try to rise a bit. Then the target is towards 6.3 levels, but I'll be watchful as it is now overbought, and I'll be cautious here. However, breaking 6.1, one can definitely go long towards 6.2 levels. 6.3 levels can also be achieved. Stochastic looking downwards, MACD wide divergent. So probably from here a couple of red candles should appear, and it may try to start converging. Now look at the 3-hour charts. On the 3-hour charts, see, similarly on the 3-hour charts, it has got its resistance intact at around 6.1 to 6.13 levels, and yes, it has got its support here at around 6.05. So in between this 6.05 to 6.15, don't trade. Below 6.15, one can expect that it may try to come back towards $6 levels, and then 5.95 should get achieved, which is going to be a stronger support. So in between 6 and 5.95, one can have a little support for NG, and from there we will watch out how it behaves. However, it appears from here we must see a little drop towards at least $6 levels and $5.95 levels. 3-hour stochastic looking downwards, MACD trying to converge, and RSI near to overbought. Now look at the daily charts. On the daily charts, one can clearly see this is the breakout here, and it was trying to do trade like this, but this has given a strong breakout, and with this is support. Now the support lies at around 5.9 for the day. Breaking 5.9, one can expect that it may give a stronger break on the downside. Also $6.2 levels on the upside is going to be a stronger resistance. So yes, one can go long beyond 6.15 but then $6.2 levels going to be resistance. Beyond 6.2 it will hit 6.3, so go long only at 6.15. At the same time one can go short at around 6.05 levels, where the next target is towards $6 levels. Then 5.96, $5.97 levels should come into picture, and if it breaks 5.96 then it will try to hit $5.9 levels also. So take your positions accordingly. This is all for NG. Now let's have a look at Nifty. Nifty trading at 17,760 levels, and it appears it is trying to erase this gap at 17,600. See, it has got a gap up opening on the Nifty on in the Indian charts, where the market opened with a gap up, and it may try to close this gap today probably. So any long entry on Nifty is suggested only beyond 17,800 levels. So if you see it trading beyond 17,850, rather I will say 17,850, if you see it trading above 17,850, then only I will recommend you to go long. Beyond 7 above 17,850, it may try to head towards 17,920 and 18,000 levels. See, that is what I had said in the my weekly analysis. 18,100 levels should provide a stronger resistance, and it has seen the high at 18,100, now trying to trade with a drop. So I'll be watchful of 17,600 now, and yes, if it breaks 17,600 we can say it is going to drop strongly on the downside towards 17,400, 17,550, and then towards 17,400 also. Anything is possible. These are markets. Daily stochastic was overbought, now looking downwards. MACD trying to converge and coming down here. Now look at the 4-hour charts. On the 4-hour charts, see, now it appears that it must complete this journey till 17,600. So probably we may see a sharper red candle which may try to take it towards 17,600 levels. So yes, this will also complete the journey for Nifty, and it will also fill up the gap which it has left on the by opening a gap up or giving a gap up on Monday. And from there we will see how it behaves. So I'll be watchful here. Only long entry is beyond this zone at 17,850. If you see it trading above 17,850, the next target is 17,950, and then 18,050 should come into picture. That will be called a reversal. If it trades above 17,850, that will be called a reversal. It will try to head on the upside. Else, right now it is looking at 17,600. That is going to be a stronger support. But on the 4-hour chart, this is oversold, and yes, it can sustain. If it can sustain overbought levels, it can sustain oversold levels also, and hence I'll not mind if it tries to touch or hits 17,600 before looking forward to a rise. And yes, and MACD is wide divergent on a sell side on a 4-hour chart, and RSI is near to comfortable zone. On a 3-hour charts, again trying to give a red candle. It has just started, and probably it may try to come back in between this zone, that is 17,600, 650. So what it will try to create, it will try to create higher lows here, and from there again it will try to complete the journey. At least it should try to take again it back towards 18,000 levels. That is what is the expectation up there. So I'll be watchful how it behaves between 17,600, 650 zone. So take your positions accordingly. On the upside, yes, they'll be resisted. I will not recommend you to go long till 17,850. Once it breaks 17,850, yes, it has got nearby resistance at 17,900, 950. Then it will try to head back again towards 18,040 levels. So take your positions accordingly. On the downside, there is a stronger resistance for it for any downward move at around 17,600, 650 zone. So it can try to bounce back from there. Be alert, be cautious. Now let's have a look at US30. See, US30 has got its support and trading outside the Bollinger Bands, on the bottom of the Bollinger Bands and on 3-hour chart, and it has got its support at around 34,500, 550 zone. Only breaking 34,500, I'll recommend you to go short, and at the same time the resistance at around 34,700 is very much there, and then 34,800. Breaking 34,800, 850 zone is something I'll be watchful of. Beyond that, it will rise strongly again. Now look what it did on the 3-hour charts. If you look at, see, this is the pivot at 34,800. It has seen 35,100. it is trying to head back towards 34,500. So it is trying to trade between this zone, that is, and trying to trade in an expanding triangle, and the pivot is at around 34,800. So it may try to hit 34,800 before deciding any direction. It should come to the equilibrium position, it should come to the pivot levels at 34,800. So that is that appears as certain that it may try to hit 34,800 before deciding any direction. Also look at, probably the support at 34,500 is very crucial. Only if it breaks 34,500, I will say that this is going to turn bearish and it is going to drop strongly. Daily stock 3-hour stochastic oversold and hence a rise. If it rises, I won't mind and I won't be surprised if it tries to give it a rise. And MACD trying to trade in sell and in widen divergent. Look at the 4-hour charts. On the 4-hour charts, you'll find this was the consolidation zone and it was trading with little upward bias, and then after that 3 consecutive red candles. Now this candle is, I will be watchful if it tries to give higher lows and lower highs. So till the time it trades within this, I think that will indicate a reversal. So probably next time when you see it trading above 34,700, one can go long. So if you see it above 34,700 next time, you can go long, and one can expect 34,800 will provide a stronger resistance, and it must try to hit 34,800 before trying to decide any direction, and then 34,880 and 35,000 should come into picture. Now look at the 4-hour stochastic oversold. MACD is wide divergent on all the sell side. Coming back to the daily charts here, on the daily charts similarly you can observe that, as I said, it is trading with a pivot here. It is also observant here, higher lows, higher highs, lower lows. So yes, the support at around 34,500. With the support at 34,500, it must trade and it must try to hit 34,800 also. Probably we have to be very cautious. One can only go long at 34,700 levels. And yes, beyond 34,700 one must expect that it is going to hit 34,800, and beyond that it will fly. On the downside, the support at 34,500 should come into picture, and from there we may see it rising again. If it bounces back, one should not be surprised if it tries to head back again towards on the upside. So yes, daily stochastic near to oversold, trading at the bottom, so be cautious. But there is a crossover on MACD on the sell side, so I'll be watchful if it tries to reverse this decision. And for the day, only short entry below 34,500, only long entry above 34,700. Don't trade between these 200 points, and above and below 34,500 we may see a stronger break towards 34,400, 34,200 zone. On the upside, if it breaks 34,700, we can expect 34,800, 34,920, 35,000 and 35,100. Above that, sky is the limit. So take your positions accordingly. Now let's have a look at Nasdaq 100. See, Tech 100 has completed its journey. It is created at the earlier base here. It is now trading in fact below. It is trading below these levels, created lower lows and also on the upside lower highs. So it is trying to trade in this channel. The support at around 14,700 is important for Tech 100. Any move below 14,700, I'll be watchful, else it may try to again bounce back from 14,700 levels. How high it could go? It can come back till towards 14,950, 15,000 levels. So I'll be watchful of that, and don't trade below, don't short till it's above 14,700. That is what I'll say. On the 4-hour charts, the stochastic is oversold and MACD is wide divergent on a sell side here. On the 3-hour charts, similarly oversold and it is wide divergent on a sell side. Now look at the 3-hour charts closely here. So if you see, in fact, now let's try to narrow it a bit. So probably one observation, that it is trying to trade in this channel here, and hence I say 34,750 and 34,850. Don't trade in between this zone, and at least yes, one can go long beyond 14,850, 14,870 levels. One can go long there, and one can expect that it may try to come back to 14,920 and 15,000 levels again. It can try to rise till there. Then on the downside, if it breaks 14,750, one can expect that it may try to drop again towards 14,700, which may provide a little resistance on the downside, and from there we will expect it to rise again. That is what is my expectation. Oversold and MACD is wide divergent on the sell side. Now look at the daily charts. On the daily charts, similarly you can observe See, one point is, so in fact it appears it has seen the low there for the day, and yes, you can take a long entry once you see it above 14870 levels. Beyond that 14900 is a very strong resistance. Rather, I'll say 14851 can take a long entry, 14900 the next resistance. Beyond that it will try to give you sharper green candle again. So I think the lows it has already seen, and from here it may try to rise. However, if you look it closely here, so almost another 10 points, and I think the lows will be done, and then probably it may try to rise. So yes, you can go long at around 14820 levels, 14830 levels. Beyond that it may try to hit 14880, 900, and then beyond that it will fly again on the upside. So take your positions accordingly. Daily stochastic comfortable, MACD trying to converge crossover, so I'll be watchful of that. Now take your positions accordingly. Only short entries below 14700, where the next target is towards 14600 and 500 levels. So take your positions accordingly. Now let's have a look at FTSE 100 or UK 100. See, FTSE 100 is trading in this channel on the daily charts. Look at this, how beautifully it is supported. It is still upward looking. The support at around 7550, the resistance there at around 7600, and probably breaking 7600 one can again go long. There is a support at 7550 which is going to be a stronger support. In between 7500 and 7600 don't trade. Above 7610, rather you can take a position for 7650. It can try to hit 7650, and on the downside 7550 should provide a very strong support. It is near to overbought, and MACD is still on the buy side trying to converge and crossover. On the 4-hour charts also it is near to overbought, trying to converge here. On the 4-hour chart it appears it is trying to hint a reversal, and may try to come back in this zone, that is between 7540 to 7580. This zone is very important for FTSE 100. It is trading in this zone since long, so probably it may try to come back in this box between 7580 to 7540 levels. Yes, you can take a short entry here, but I don't find any meaningful trade here on FTSE 100. It won't try to give you any meaningful trade today, so I think avoid trading here. But yes, a trading range between 7550 to 7620, 7600 can be expected. Any move beyond 7600 should take it towards 7620 levels. So take your positions accordingly. Now let's have a look at Germany 40. See, Germany 40 is again trying to break. This was the retracement. After this has shown a good strong break. See, whenever there is a bearish move, it tries to give you a stronger move on the downside, while the retracement is towards sideways. Now here again you will find 14300 is a good strong resistance. Only breaking this 14300 zone, I'll expect it to drop, else from 14300. See, we have seen 14300 previously giving very strong support, and we have seen it bouncing back here again. So I'll be expecting it a bounce back from here 14300 levels, and again one can expect it to at least hit 14450 levels before looking forward to any directional move. Any drop below 14300 and sustenance below 14300 will take it and break it strongly on the downside. Stochastic oversold, MACD white divergent on the sell side. Similarly on the 3-hour charts also it is oversold, and it is trying to reverse from here. A probable long entry is only recommended once you see it above 14400 levels. In between 14300 to 14400 don't trade. Beyond 14400 the next target is 14450 and 14500. This zone at 14500 is very important for Germany 40, for it to crack and break to trade on the upside. 3-hour stochastic oversold and MACD white divergent on sell side, and daily stochastic is also almost trading at bottom. So look at the daily charts. If you look closely, as you can see, 14400 is the level beyond which one can definitely try to go long, and then one can expect higher highs here towards first target 14500, then 14600 should come into picture. On the downside, breaking 14300 one can go short, and one can expect it to drop till towards 14200 and below levels. So take your positions accordingly. This is all from my side, and if you have any queries related to trading or training, you can reach out to me via Telegram or email. Also, you can be part of my Telegram channel and my mentorship course. The next batch is starting on 11th of April. So thank you very much. Have a great profitable trading day. Thank you.